Jud Karim was born on October 28, 1979, in Merspur, a city in what was then communist East Germany. His father, Namal, is Bangladeshi, while his mother, Christine, is German. Both of Karim's parents had careers as scientific researchers, and though they had generally worked as chemists of one stripe or another, the precise details of their professional work have changed as the family has moved around over the years. According to some accounts, the Karim family encountered some significant xenophobia in East Germany during the early 1980s because Namal, Karim was not a native-born German. Because of this, Namal and his wife took their son, fled over the border into West Germany, and eventually settled in the city of Neuss. Despite hopes for a better life in West Germany, and despite the collapse of the Berlin Wall in 1989 offering some prospects along those lines, Namal Karim continued to be subjected to xenophobic treatment in Neuss until finally, in 1992, the family made the decision to leave Germany entirely and move to the United States. The Karim family decided to set down roots in St. Paul, Minnesota. Jud Karim's parents settled into rewarding scientific careers, his father as a chemist at the international manufacturing conglomerate 3 Meters, and his mother as a research associate professor at the University of Minnesota's Department of Biochemistry, Molecular Biology, and Biophysics. Christine Karim specializes in research related to heart disease, while Namal Karim officially retired from his position at 3 Meters in April 2020. In the year after the Karims moved to St. Paul, Jud enrolled at St. Paul Central High School, eventually graduating from there with distinction in 1997. The story of how and why he decided to continue his education at the University of Urbana-Champaign is an interesting one, and it reveals a great deal both about his general character and the deep love and respect that he bears for the spirit of creativity. As Karim recalled while delivering a 2007 commencement speech at his alma mater, while still in high school, he had read somewhere that the world's first popular web browser, Mosaic, had been developed at the University of Illinois. Seeing that Illinois was not far from Minnesota, he then resolutely decided that he wanted to be in the same place where other great innovators were, and therefore proceeded to apply to the University of Illinois, asking to be admitted as a student into its computer science department. He was initially met with disappointment, however, as the university wrote back saying that its computer science department was full, and assigned him instead to the unlikely niche of ceramics engineering. Not satisfied with this, Karim replied, asking that his application be reviewed again and that, if accepted, he would be a highly motivated, dedicated, and ambitious student at the school. This worked, and Karim matriculated into the University of Illinois Computer Science Department shortly thereafter. During his junior year at the University of Illinois, Karim received a letter offering him a job at PayPal. Indeed, the company had only been founded barely 2 years before, but Karim, ever infatuated with what's on the cutting edge, saw something in it even at those early stages. Reciprocally, of course, PayPal had also seen something in Karim. Prior to this job offer, Karim recalls that he agonized over the PayPal offer for about 2 weeks, knowing that accepting it would force him to interrupt his studies. Eventually, however, he did accept it, entering into an agreement with the University of Illinois to remotely take on a reduced course load as he worked, thus enabling him to eventually graduate with a BS in computer science in 2004. Karim's decision to start work at PayPal proved to be a fateful one. It was there that, in 2002, he met Steve Chen and Chad Hurley, the 2 men with whom he would co-found YouTube. Each of YouTube's 3 co-founders has provided a slightly different account of exactly how the video sharing website was founded. Despite their differences in some details, however, their stories line up on virtually all of the essentials. The duo had spent some time dreaming of a way to upload videos to the internet. Given that we now live in the age of social media, with sites like Instagram and Facebook making it child's play for billions of users to upload content of all kinds, it may be difficult to imagine that this was ever true. The internet of the early 2000s, however, was a very different place from what it is today. In those days, to play videos that you found on the internet, you needed to install a video player, and not every video player could play every video. Your video player had to be compatible with the video you wanted to play. For his part, Karim recalls that in late 2004, he had wanted to find and watch certain video clips online, specifically, video of Janet Jackson's and Justin Timberlake's infamous performance at the Super Bowl 38 halftime show and video of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that had killed more than 200,000 people. Since he couldn't easily find the video of these events, even though they were both recent and had riveted the attention of the entire world, Karim started to wonder what it would be like if a video sharing platform existed where people could easily track down and watch whatever videos they wanted, with their thoughts and aspiration converging in this way. It may seem, in retrospect, that Karim, Chen, and Hurley were destined to partner up. Indeed, though Karim had by then only worked at PayPal for a short time, he had already distinguished himself as an excellent programmer. Karim had designed PayPal's real-time internet anti-fraud detection system by this time, which would prove to be a quantum leap not only for PayPal but for virtually all the online payment processing services that followed it. Chen, a skilled coder in his own right, knew about this and wanted Karim's know-how to assist him and Hurley with their video sharing idea. It was then that the men and the moment had met. The major divergence between the Chen-Hurley account of YouTube's founding and Karim's own account is that Karim insists that the dinner party where Chen and Hurley say they first dreamed of being able to share videos online never happened. Karim is adamant that the whole concept was his idea and his idea alone, regardless of who is right. Video sharing was at the heart of everything from the very beginning. One final influence on YouTube was Hot or Not, an early precursor to a Tinder-like dating app. Users would upload photos of themselves online, and others would rate them on their attractiveness. The original idea behind YouTube, its founders say, was the same. Users would upload videos to the site, and other users would rate the videos. What particularly impressed Karim and his colleagues about this was that users themselves were in control of what content was uploaded to the site. The trio began work on its website on Valentine's Day 2005. Ironic, considering that a dating site ultimately inspired it. But Karim has jokingly cautioned not to read too much into this fact. YouTube went live on April 23, 2005, and was hosted on just a single web server that was rented at a price of $100 per month. At first, videos were suggested to users totally at random, videos that Karim himself had uploaded of airplanes taking off and landing, or perhaps YouTube's first ever video of Karim at the zoo, groping to put dating content onto their site. Karim, Chen, and Hurley even turned to Craigslist and offered to pay people $20 to upload videos of themselves there, all to no avail. But eventually, something started to happen that was both unexpected and beautiful. YouTube's users themselves, through their content, had begun to provide the site with the identity it had so desperately needed. Shortly thereafter, the site would grow and attract both users and venture capital funding. At this moment, Karim's, Chen's, and Hurley's connections to the PayPal mafia proved invaluable, as they were able to attract an $11.5 million investment from Sequoia Capital, a venture capital firm which was then overseen by Roelof Botha, a South African actuary and tech investor who worked for PayPal back in 2000. With Botha at the helm, Sequoia has invested in everything from social media giants like Instagram to house rental services like Airbnb, to payment processors like Stripe, and even the gene sequencing service 23andMe. Starting in 2006, YouTube began experiencing explosive growth, and big players in the tech world began to take notice, especially Google. Indeed, on October 9, 2006, Google purchased YouTube from Karim, Chen, and Hurley for a total of $1.65 billion worth of Google stock. Of that total sum, Karim received 137,443 Google shares, which were valued at the time at about $64 million.